All right, let's get into this LA Thieves roster.
Who would have thought we'd be here?
Not me, man. They really took everything. James, please come in. Get to the front, please.
How's it going, guys?
Oh, no. Next.
Thank you for your time.
Didn't even.
No, next. How you doing? Why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself to us?
Hi, my name's Afro and I like big booty Latinas.
Sign him right now! Right now!
Okay. Oh my God. Here you go. Welcome. Sign right there. That's all we need.
I trust that. Congratulations.
Congrats.
My man. Yes, sir. Let's get it.
Let's get it, brother.
Next, we have Joseph. Joey, got a question for you. What's a Los Angeles gorilla?
I don't fucking know. I heard y'all are hiring.
Here, throw that on.
Welcome to the team.
Much better.
Gentlemen.
What do you got there for us, bro?
All right, fellas, let me show you.
What the hell?
Let me take
Disgusting.
Please.
this one. Step aside, please. Honestly, bread, artisanal, whole wheat, beans, look like from the mountains of the Alps. I think he's good.
Fantastic.
Welcome to the team, sir.
One thing, you're not allowed in the kitchen. It looks like the next audition is through Zoom, and the name is Hill Kitten 420.
And I've never judged a book by its cover.
There he is. Hill Kitten 420.
Hey guys,
Oh, what? Is this a sick joke?
I had this whole thing planned. I was gonna retire and come back, and then everyone ended up leaving. So there was like this whole. Things got really awkward, and I was listen.
I've had enough of this guy.
Yeah, I'm sick of it. Get him on.
Octane, the GOAT. I hope they brought Ghosty out there.
Well, boys, it's been a long day, but here we are. Got through it.
Honestly, me and Kappa are super impressed with you three today. I feel like you've got a very promising future with LAT.
Oh yeah, comfort.
I don't know, man. Should we sing a little song in that what the Americans do?
Kumbaya, my lord. Kumbaya.
Listen, everyone shut the fuck up. We've still got to talk about a fourth player.
Shane, I think it's time we tell them.
I mean, I don't know if they're ready yet.
Tell us what? Tell us what?
I mean, there's been a myth going around for a long time.
Honestly, some say it's more like a curse.
The optic curse.
What the fuck?
What?
Did someone say curse?
Yeah, that was pretty fire. I like that. All right, let's talk about the team. Obviously, LA Thieves kind of moved away from their whole roster. They came out and said that it was really due to money and they weren't going to really pay a bunch of people. But then you hear the reports of like Kenny talking about it, and he was just like, well, Octane's retiring. He said Draza's getting offers, obviously, from the best teams in the league. Envoy's like, well, I'm not hanging around if Octane's retiring and Draza is leaving. So he gets an opportunity to go to Toronto, which is a better opportunity, the opportunity than what he had. And then Kenny's kind of here by himself with LA Thieves, and then he goes to Optics. So Kenny kind of stated that it was more so not about continuing to play with each other. It was just like a domino effect of just a lot of things happening. Obviously, Draza was one of probably like the biggest free agents of this offseason besides Pred. So he was going to get paid and go to a top tier team. Not to say that LA Thieves wasn't, but just with everything that's happened, it just kind of like shook up everything. But yeah, we got Joe Deceives and Astro as your SMG duo, and then Cammy, Main AR, and Ghosty on the flex. I mean, I don't think you could really complain about this roster. I think Joe Thieves was kind of thrown in somewhat of a whirlwind last year with just that shitty team with LA Gorillas. It just, I mean, nothing was working for them. They could have had, the best up and coming talent, SMG on that team, and it wasn't really going to make a difference. Joe Thieves did have like a lot of, I think, pressure coming in kind of this year just to go out there and perform. He was kind of like the top dog that was brought into the CDL, like, kind of like a guide to watch. And then that whole team just kind of crumbled. Afro, I think a lot of people were talking about Afro, kind of in the same boat as Joe Thieves. Like, let's just get these two guys on a different team and see how it goes. Cammy, don't really have much on Cammy. And then Ghosty, obviously coming over from Optic. I think LA Thieves, it was super smart to lock in this guy Ghosty, especially after, no other kind of like bigger team picked him up. I don't know how good this roster is going to be, in comparison to some of these other rosters that we have. But they may be able to compete. I think with Cammy and Ghosty, you kind of already know what you're getting out of them. It's really going to come down to that SMG duo. So we'll see. But will they be able to? I think they'll be able to be a team that will at least be able to compete. Are they going to be making it to Sunday? I doubt it, but to be able to make it to champs, I think they have some of these teams on lock. Especially the teams that haven't been formed. I think this team is obviously going to be better than the Royal Ravens. I think they'll be better than Seattle Surge. I think they'll be better than Vegas Legion. And then I think they'll kind of be up there with like where Rockers at, Miami Heretics, and then also kind of like a Boston Breach. If they can do what Boston Breach does this season with what we think that Boston Breach is going to do this season, if they can kind of keep up with that pace, they might have a chance. But overall, I think you can't really hate this roster because they did the best with what they had, I think. Once again, I think Joe Thieves and Afro were kind of like two of the biggest names as far as SMGs going into this offseason, just because we already knew that a lot of these teams were on lock. I think you could throw Capsule in there as well. I think he was another guy that was kind of, outside of these top guys that were pretty much already on a team. Like Envoy was already going to Toronto. Pred was obviously going to Optic. Abizi and Simp weren't leaving anywhere. Snoopy was, rumored to stay on Boston Breach. Obviously, he's back. Vickle, I think, was a guy that turned it up a little bit towards the end of the season last season, but this whole Heretics thing was kind of always in the air. So yeah, I think with Afro and Joe Thieves, you kind of got the best SMG duo that was really out there. And then Ghosty and Cammy holding it down kind of with the AR and the flex roll. So let me know what you guys think about the roster. Again, I think they did the best with what they could. And picking up Joe Thieves is kind of like the younger guy, an Afro guy that's been around for a couple years. We'll see how this team does. At least I think they're going to be a team that will be able to compete. I think, trying to think off the top of my head, I think Asim is probably another SMG, and there's just really not much out there. So I think they did the best with what they could. I think Ghosty deserves all the flowers for what he did for Optic. And I think he's a guy that maybe on this team he'll be able to let loose a little bit in comparison to what he was brought in to do with Optic, to be more play loosely and kind of play a little bit more towards his play style that he was playing in Challengers when he was frying. So hopefully this team dynamic works out and we'll see. Again, I don't think they'll be making it to championship Sundays, but I do think that they'll be able to be a team that can compete. And this is also too where we're going into a new game. I know it's probably not going to be that much different from what Modern Warfare 2 was, but it's still going to be a different game. So who knows? This could be kind of like a dark horse team going into next season. All right, let me know what you think about this team in the comments. Let me know if you think they should have went a different route with what was available. Obviously, you're going to say that it's not a great team and they're not going to be able to compete. That's fine if you have that opinion. It's probably spot on. But if you were to be able to do something different with this team, what would you have done? All right. Peace.